right, we are back here on SportsLine. Phone lines are open, 737-7767, the number. Tony has been waiting for a while, so we will say hello. Tony, welcome to the program.
How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, Tony.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, a little fun fact about Ryan Tannehill. He had the most consecutive pass completions in a season, 25 in a row over a 4-game period, tied with Phil Rivers, New Orleans. That means, like, in baseball, like a perfect game, like, if you throw a pass, there's no penalty. It also doesn't include shutouts, like, balls and strikes. So you throw a pass, like, and the guy catches it. It's like every time you throw a pass, like, say in a game you throw about 10 or 12 passes, or 8 or 5. He threw 25 complete passes. No, it's not that big a deal. But anyway, he also has the highest completion percentage of throwing a pass ever in a career at 62.4%. Right over Dan Marino at 61.9%. So that's pretty good. But he also has the most passing yards by a rookie at 3,900 yards. Forget about being a rookie. How about running the football? Steve McNair. This guy, Ryan Tannehill, little skinny guy like me, ran 48 yards one time. It's the longest run by a quarterback ever. So I love him. He was old when he got here at 32. He said, wow, I'm old. In 2018. And then he won, the team started out 3-0 in 2019. He came in and he won 4 games in a row. And they were like, wow. And then the rest of the season, he won every other game. And he went 2 games into the playoffs. The next season, he's supposed to go to the Super Bowl, and they lost in the first round. Can you tell me this is an old man? I mean, he's like 40 or 50 years old. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Tony, I'm not sure if you said a single thing that was factually accurate in that entire stretch.
I think it was mostly correct, though, at least 50%.
I don't know if that's even close to true. Thanks for the call, though. Tannehill's 33 as we speak right now. He came here, and in 2019, he was the backup to Marcus Mariota. The Titans started 2-4. Tannehill took over as quarterback then. They went 7-3 under him. Tony did get right that he won 2 playoff games. I don't know if anybody thought they were going to win the Super Bowl the next year. Got back to the playoffs, won a division. Number 1 seed last year in that. But Tannehill doesn't hold the record for most consecutive completions. He doesn't hold the record for most passing yards by a rookie. I don't even know what he was talking about, running in a straight line or anyway, I don't know. That was pretty off the wall and not all that worthwhile. Not a lot there to take from. But we are looking at the Titans and the whole situation with Jeffery Simmons and his contract and why he isn't on the field right now. And it got down to a weird situation today. It's not a holdout because he's there, but he's not on the field even though he's healthy and everybody else is on the field. And Vrabel says he's unavailable. So it got to this weird place today where both Simmons and Vrabel had to try to explain why it's a good thing that one of the best players on the team is not practicing. Simmons was first up, so let's take a listen to Jeffery Simmons at the podium today.
Team around me that handle my contract situations and, my future and all that. So I'm focused on training, focused on getting ready for the season. I'm on a plan with, been talking to Coach Vrabel and Todd and everyone. Like he said, I'm unavailable to practice out here, if anyone will ask that. But I just been on a plan with them to focus on how much can I improve, not just, doing drills right now, but in the film room, in the weight room or anything like that. So my focus is not on my contract. That's why I got a team around me to actually, they can focus on, all the contract talk and whatever it may be, if it is contract talk. So, like I said, my focus is on football right now.
Coach Williams said you're not hurt, so if you're focused on football, how come you're not on the field?
Because we are on I kind of just said that me and Vrave and them came to a plan where, where they think best for me right now. And, that's where I'm a player. And, I believe in Coach Vrave and I believe in Todd and them that, since I've been here, they've been putting me in a great position to be the player I am today. So, I'm on a plan with them right now. So
Is it odd for there to be a plan for a healthy player who hasn't been around not to be on the field unless it's over his contract?
I'm not, like I said, if it is by contract, I don't know, because I'm not talking to them about my contract. I have a team in place that if it is by contract, they're going to talk about it with whoever upstairs. But like I said, Vrave don't handle the contract. So I think, like I said, my job is to be a player, be a leader not just on the field, but in the weight room, in the locker room, or whatever it may be. So, like I said, I'm on a plan, and I'm sticking with it, and I'll see you guys in camp.
What have you done, Jeffrey, I guess, over the last couple of months maybe to kind of start gearing up for the season?
Well, I mean, it's just been a lot of things that me personally that I want to work on to take my game to the next level. And that, if it's, just trying to be more disruptive, get up the field more, try to keep my feet moving, not just in the run game or not just in the pass game, but also in the run game. I think a lot of speculation around that, I'm just working on a lot more pass rush, which I'm not. So I think that's been my biggest thing this offseason. Even in the run game, how can I keep my feet moving when I make contact and stuff like that? It's just a small detail that could take my game to the next level. And like I said, it's always, good to be around, I guess, I guess, for instance, my uncle who played in the league that could, break down film with me, that could show me, okay, this is why you missed, didn't make the play in the backfield. This is why you missed a sack. So I think that's just been my biggest thing this offseason. How can I speed my footwork up? How can I, take the small things to take into my game to actually make them, tackle for loss or sacks. So
where does the weight reduction play into where you're trying to get as far as taking your game to the next level?
I think it's, not just, on the field. I think it's for me when I, walking around or, I think when I get more later into my career, like I said, having guys like my uncle around that says and have experience, especially playing in the trenches, it's like, all that weight on them joints and stuff like that, I think take a toll on your body. And I think, if I could keep playing at a consistent level, weight that I think that it helped me, especially later in the season, from getting even banged up or whatever it may be. And I think that just, with me, I feel good when I'm light. I feel good, because I still feel strong. I still feel like myself. So I think just me getting down and being consistent at, right around, maybe 295, but right around 300 in that range, I think that'll feel good for me, and just being able, to help the team the best way I can by staying healthy. So,
how was the Von Miller, the pass rushing summit? How was that for you?
Oh, it was great. Of course, with Von Miller, he'll tell you that, we didn't do really drills. I walked through a lot of stuff with D. Ware, but just to be around them guys, Calais Campbell, and all them older vets, just to hear their perspective on the way they rush and the way they attack guys, I think that was good for me because, especially being a young guy, I'm there with a lot of guys who have 100 sacks. I think it was like 3 or 4 guys that's in the 100 sack range, and of course it's a pass rush summit, so I'm all ears to it. And also we just went on the field. It was also went to the film room. So I think that was my biggest thing, to get around them guys, to see how they think, how do they approach, certain blockers, if it's a jump setter or whatever it may be. So I had a great time just to learn. I took a lot of notes. I made sure I had me a notebook and pen. So I took a lot of notes from them guys, and it was just great to be around all them vets. So.
What'd you play at last year, Jeff?
I would say I was up like 312, 315. I wanted to come in a little lighter, but that wasn't the case, I guess, all season. And I think that's where I said the consistency with my weight, I guess, watch what I eat later in the season will help me out as well.
Aaron Donald's been the standard for a decade on the defensive line. Do you think, in your mind, you can be that next guy?
Everyone played the game different, and like I said, when when a lot of guys, and I get asked a question like that all the time, I'm my own player. I feel like I play the game different than Aaron Donald or whoever the next guy may be. So I think that just when I'm playing the game, I want to be around the ball. I don't want to just make sacks or tackle for loss. I want to chase the ball down the field. And a lot of people ask, how do you separate yourself? I say, turn on the field and see that. Like I like to chase the ball. I like to be around the ball. Like Coach Rabe already say, you never know. Big guy running to the ball always create, good things happen, and that's fumbles or whatever it may be. So, pick up a fumble if somebody knocked the ball out. So I think with me personally, I try to separate myself by doing the other things from that I see. Like I said, much respect to all them guys, that like Aaron Donald, he listed as the best player in the league, and quite frankly, the way he played the game and disrupt the game is different than everyone else. So, like I said, I consider myself as a different player, than Aaron Donald, of course. So, like I said, my job is to be the best version of Jeffery Simmons for the Tennessee Titans.
What do you think attention to the contract extension that he got, though?
We all see that. It's in the media, but, like I said, when it's time for the talk contract, I don't want to be a part of it. That's why I got a team around me to handle that. Like I said, the team that I have, I know that they want the best for me, and like I said, it's not in my control. That's for them to handle. I think that's why they get paid the way they do, to go talk to them guys upstairs. So, like I said, I have a team in place to, when it's time to talk contract, they'll be ready to talk to.
Is there a reason, Jeff, that as far as we know now, do you think you'll start training camp on time? Is there any reason to think you wouldn't start training camp on time?
My goal is to be here when they tell us to report, and like I said, I see you guys at training camp. I'm been on the plan with Coach Vrave and them telling me, like I said, when it's time to report, my plan is to be here.
Who's the team, Jeff? Who's your?
I got a team around me. I'm sure that it'll be out soon, but I'd rather not call their name. But I would say one of the guys that been around my whole life is my uncle Jason Hatcher, and he kind of got a team around him as well that he built and that we both met with. So eventually, I'm sure it'll probably be out who the team may be, especially if it is. They start to talk, but like I said, my job is to focus on football right now. I want to be in the best shape I could be to report back to camp, and that's just what I'm focused on.
Jeff, you talked about the diet, and that sometimes is the hardest part for players. Have you done anything, brought in a chef, maybe done something like KB was talking about, he did that, just to make sure that consistency stays throughout the season?
Yeah, I think with me, I think my biggest thing is just being able to, I guess, not cheat with it. You have them days where you just want to say, forget it, especially late in the season where you're like, all right, I'm feeling good at this weight. It's no sense of trying to do extra. So I think my thing is just staying strict on myself, because I think trying to stay strict or, having a diet, I wouldn't call it a diet. I call it just letting stuff go, or, if it's snacks or whatever it may be, just putting the right thing in your body, not just for football, but, your health. So I think that's my biggest thing. How can I just stay, consistent with what I put in my body?
Hey, Jeff, the plan you were talking about that you and Ray were going to not be on the field, is the main idea just to be more cautious during this part of the year?
His answer was just, I'm not available to practice, and, to be out here today, I guess, like I said, I'll be out there in camp. My goal is to be out there in camp, and I guess, we got one more day here, so, I guess when it's time to be out there for camp, my plan is to be out there, and I think that's a question for so.
As a guy who loves ball and talked about how much you love ball, how difficult is it for you? You have the plan, but you want to be out there, right? How difficult is it?
It's always difficult not being on the field, no matter if it's OTAs, mini camp, or whatever it may be. It's always great to be around your teammates, and I think, building a team not just on the field. I think it's all about, especially relationship, with your teammates. It's in the building, in the locker room, and not just at the football facility. How can we get together? I talked to a couple guys this week. What can we do to especially, on defense, 'cause that's where I'm playing at. How can we get together on defense, especially the front four, to bond more? Because that's one of the things I talked to, some of the vets at Von Miller camp. I was talking to Justin Houston. He was just telling me, man, y'all got something special. You don't want to lose that because y'all don't gel together. And that hit me because I'm like, we do have a special group, but, we're not going to gel all together just on the football field. How can we, get away from the building, join together, fellowship together outside of football? So, and I think that's, where that come in play at. I want to be on the field true enough, but, it's not about just being on the field. And I think that's what I've been doing since I'm not on the field. Bundling with them guys in the locker room and, hopefully outside of the building.
This team you've put together works for you, correct? They follow your instructions, or are you following their instructions?
You say the team or?
The group that you've put together, your uncle and the other contractual.
I mean, of course they, I'm the player in this. I'm playing right now, so I'm with whatever they think best for me and whatever they're around. Of course, it's nothing they're gonna do without asking me. There's nothing they're gonna run everything about me, and that's what our business is about. And our business. Our thing is walking business. So it's my body, it's my business. Like I said, everything come through me. So it's like I said. It's not they telling me what to do and I'm telling them what to do. We're a team, and that's why we work together.
So you know precisely what's going on upstairs because you're in charge.
I don't want to know, and unless they come to me, I haven't heard nothing about a contract because I'm not. If they talking about contract, they're talking about contract. I don't know because this is what I'm focused on.
Who's your agent through the Players Association?
We haven't discussed none of that right now. Like I said, we have a team right now that. No one is just pointed at a person right now. Like I said, when I do figure out who exactly my agent is going to be, if I do sign one, it'll come out pretty soon, I guess.
Jeff, how much did it bother you what happened with AJ, where a contract was a part of that, it's going to not be in here anymore, that whole situation?
Honestly, man, I'm my own player. We're going to miss AJ around here, but, that don't have nothing to do with me, honestly. I think my goal is to do my job, and I don't play receiver. I play D-line, so, I'm still here. I got to still be a leader for this team and just play my role.